some comments from some people who, I guess your biggest fans is, okay, you want to do what? Can you tell me a little bit about how, when you first engaged the Reefton community, what their response was like to this whole notion of you want to do what? Can you remember what that was like?
I think because we are a local family, I've still got family here, so it wasn't like some complete stranger moving into town. And most people were like, oh, that's great, but I think some didn't really believe this was going to come to anything. And if there's anything anybody knows about me is it's don't tell me I can't do something, because I'm ferociously tenacious and can get really focused. And I just, from that first moment, once we decided on a distillery, I had my 100-year vision. So I can see what this is going to look like in 100 years, the jobs, the cooperage,
Wonderful.
what it's done for the town. And, at the rate we're going, we might be there in 20 years. But so so all the really hard stuff that would come up, the compliance or certain struggles along the way, and there have been some pretty tough moments, I'm just so focused on that end goal that they're just things I bat out. I just hit them to touch, get the right people around you, and you just keep heading towards that goal. COVID, we've never been so successful, never sold as much gin as when everyone went into lockdown. So, the community, there were a few people that were like, oh, where are you going to get the staff and that? But then the majority of the community absolutely backed us. They were pleased to see that we were moving to town, that we were going to have a crack at doing something. When we decided to go out and do a capital raise, I remember the meeting where I said, we need to ring fence a certain percentage of those shares for locals because we want the community to own this. We don't want it just to be done to them. And so a whole lot of business owners and others here, little old people have bought shares so that they can leave them for their grandchildren. It's been really humbling that they backed us. So I always knew there was no way this company would fail because I wouldn't let it, because I had those people sitting on my shoulder and I had to deliver something that I'd promised them. So we have shopkeepers. There are tails of people. Every tourist that goes into any shop on the main street, the locals will say, have you been to visit our distillery? And when they say our distillery, it actually is, because they own a part of it. And we've had shopkeepers walk out of their store, bring the people down to our shop, leave their shop unattended, and bring them in and just say, oh, this is so-and-so, they're in town, we wanted them to come and see the distillery. So it's pretty, they're our best marketing campaign.